Hello, people. I know you probably weren't expecting to see this, nor hear my voice, nor see this very interesting... Wow, look at that screen on the right there. That's real neat. It's a shame it doesn't capture my mouse moving, but, you know, it's still pretty fun. Yeah. So this is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a game that I have loved for years, but have never really seen reason nor time to put out there. And yeah, so I decided I was going to do a little out of the blue recording, upload this to YouTube, surprise Charlie and not tell him about it, just because, you know, I'm just such a wonderful content provider for this channel, and I got this brand new awesome computer I've decided to name Vega. But yeah. So let's start the game. This is going to get very philosophical for those who don't know about this game, by the way. And the thing is, it's also going to get very meta, which I know that some people very much like. And, you know, we got something else coming up later within the next week. I don't know if any of you have caught some of the shorts we did, but it's a game that rhymes with the sound boom. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna let this thing load. And
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
yeah, I love this part.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
God, you gotta just love this source yellow and gray texturing. I love it. I love it. It's so raw and office spacey.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ooh. Monitors to interact with. Can we open the door? No. So, there's a lot of different ways to play this game. I'm going to do the basic route first, just to show y'all what it's all originally about.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
God, this is going to be a challenge. Okay, fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the... Wait, what's the broom closet? Standardize graphs. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of blank, blank, blank. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda and reflect. Oh, and we know all the... Who the hell is Jim? Everyone else has a number and he gets to be Jim. Yeah, right. Ooh! A broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he
Hold on.
turned around and got back on track.
No, we aren't.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Is he done?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I like how he added the XD right there at the end. Just that little touch.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
That ain't gonna work, narrator.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Now, here's the fun part.
Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. Okay, that's enough screwing with the narrator.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. It's like the... Let's go in. What? To be rich is the crime. To commit crimes isn't rich. What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Ooh, extreme bathrooms. Oh, sadly, we cannot flush. Or use soap or water. Oh, unfortunate. Guess that must be the building. Can't go that way.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. Very secretive and industrial.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ooh.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This is an enormously big room with a lot of TVs in it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
We need to
the
find
lives of so many
427.
individuals reduced to images on a screen.
I think
And
that's
Stanley,
us.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Hey, that's us! Yep, that is us right there. It's our special little office. Hey, I want to see if there's an Easter egg here. Hold on.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Let's see, does it happen? Does it happen? Come on. Oh, did they do away with it? Oh. Oh, that's so disappointing. Yeah, oh. They didn't! Oh, y'all gonna love this part.
control. Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he
Okay, enough
truly
party time
spent his
over.
entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, you know what the narrator said.
Oh, Stanley.
Oh,
You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Butterfingers!
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
1,
You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
2.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased
3.
them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
4.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the
5.
next go-around will be even better.
And then I saw the
My goodness,
activation
only
button over here.
34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some
Fail-safe
extra time
disabled.
on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it
Console
that you have no
disabled.
idea where you're
Up,
going
door
or what you're
closed.
supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door.
Enable
Everything,
backup
anything, something
power.
here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock,
this
Stanley.
is gonna be fun.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
God damn! That got dark very quick. I like how I just decided to do a little change to the program right there at the end. Instead of turning it off,
All of his co-workers were
turn
gone.
it on.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Let's see what we can do next. Ooh, this is interesting. Awaiting input. Okay. Now, let's
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
let's give it a little difference here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Let's get a drink. Nope. Oh, okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really?
Yes,
I was
really.
in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. What did you have
Now
in
listen
mind?
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly.
No, we're communicating
All right,
very
fine,
clearly.
go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Ooh,
There's nothing here.
Giant.
I haven't even
empty
finished building
source
this section of the map,
textures.
because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
let's go with 4.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you.
More
If I
choices.
can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. but I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
But worldwide leaderboard.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Oh, dear
You
God.
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I'm
Be
sorry,
sure to
what?
keep notes on your experience.
Oh, hell no. Oh, my God. Is that baby... Okay, screw it. Baby goes into the fire now.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating.
Okay, look, I'm gonna pause right here because I have to explain this. In the original Stanley Parable, first they go into Portal, then they go into Minecraft. Now they're going into Firewatch.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
The
But
game
it
that
seems
I've
obvious to me that you are
considered,
meant to
but
play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
that is not what Firewatch is about, though. You are literally playing as a lookout for forest fires.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Yes, it's open world. It's free.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No,
Oh,
you
thank goodness,
bastard!
Stanley. What a
No,
close call.
you've
You nearly
killed
wandered
us.
off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
No,
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
we could do Ark. They got big walls
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
and things to fly over them. What the
Wonderful. See, this is
Rocket
exactly
League?
what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Not much to do.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Sports
We shall run the
ball?
bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Dang, that's a big ball. Oh my God, we get faster and the viewpoint zooms in.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal
I know
pleasure,
what he's
then
about
surely
to say.
multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh yeah! Whee! More ball. I don't think narrator really understands. Most of them are just going in on their own.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
What the
Are you
hell,
having fun?
narrator?
Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right.
No!
Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
I think I get the feeling that I know what he wants me to do. Because the goals are holes. Yep.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Ooh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will
Oh.
you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
We're in the bowels of the original. The original source Stanley Parable. We gotta find office number 427. Gotta find it. Okay, that's office 508. Yeah, we gotta go back to our roots in Half-Life. Half-Life roots. 423. We're getting close. 424. 425. I'm guessing it's right there. Yeah. What happened?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Hmm. Okay, people. Well, this has been very fun. We've done two whole little endings of the game here, and I've been having a very nice time with this. It's very chill and philosophical game, for sure. So until next time, this has been an MO7 production. I have been Moretti, and this has been the Stanley Parable. Goodbye.